Good afternoon. My name is Fred Valdivia. I'm the Assistant General Manager for the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. To my left is Frank. He's our Operation Manager, and he oversees all the drivers and makes sure that all the buses are running on time and correctly. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a video of what our bus system does. And then after the video, it may answer some of the questions you have. And then afterwards, we'll do like a question and answer if you have any questions. We did bring a bus here, so if after the presentation, if you want to tour the bus to see what our buses does, maybe even take a tour if you want down to First Encounter and back. If you guys want to do that, we'll leave you in Frank's hands.
Bring everybody.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we start? Okay, so we'll start the video, and I'm sure it'll answer some of your questions.
Hi, I'm Tom Kerr, the administrator of the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. Our team is constantly working hard to give the people of Cape Cod and visitors alike a safe, affordable, reliable, friendly, and complete transportation service. Whether you ride to work, to play, or to visit, the Cape Cod RTA can get you there. This short video explains how to ride our buses, our trolleys, and our Cape Flyer train. And remember, we're going your way.
Cape Cod RTA, we're going your way. Welcome to the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. This video will show you everything you need to know about utilizing our services to travel around Cape Cod. Whether you're a year-round resident or a first-time visitor, once you discover how easy it is to use our services, you'll see why we say, Cape Cod RTA, we're going your way. The Cape Cod RTA offers affordable, year-round fixed bus routes that make it easy to travel from one end of the Cape to the other. Our services cater to the transportation needs of families, youths, senior citizens, individuals with disabilities, visitors, and the region's workforce. Each of our buses are equipped with bike racks that can hold up to 3 bikes. Let's start by taking a look at how much it costs to use our fixed route services. Our regular fare is $2 and only $1 for senior citizens and individuals with disabilities. Children age 5 and younger ride free. The Cape Cod RTA fixed route buses use an electronic fare box system that accepts dollar bills, coins, and Charlie cards. If you plan to ride the bus, be sure to bring the exact fare or a change ticket will be issued toward your next ride. Our drivers cannot make change. You can either pay a one-way fare, purchase a day pass, or a 31-day pass right on your bus. Just tell the driver which type of pass you would like, then insert the exact change into the fare box and you'll receive the pass of your choice. Day passes allow riders to take unlimited rides during a single day. This option is perfect for families, day visitors, and anyone looking to explore Cape Cod. Day passes cost $6 and $3 for senior citizens and individuals with disabilities. Want a ride for the month? The Cape Cod RTA offers monthly passes which allow riders to take unlimited rides for 31 consecutive days. 31-day passes cost $60 and $30 for senior citizens and individuals with disabilities. You can also use a durable plastic Charlie card that is available at no cost at the Hyannis Transportation Center and from the bus driver. Add money to your card on the bus, the Cape Cod RTA administrative offices located in the Hyannis Transportation Center, or online at charliecard.mbta.com. The Charlie card acts like a debit card. It reduces the value each time you board. Now that you know how affordable we are, let's go over some important information about flagging down a bus. Did you know that you can flag down a Cape Cod RTA bus anywhere along its route, except on Route 6 between Stop and Shop in Orleans and Shank-Painter Road in Provincetown, simply by standing a safe distance from the side of the road and waving to the driver? In fact, Cape Cod RTA bus drivers are trained to look for riders along their route. So whenever it's safe to do so, just flag us down and hop on board. After all, we're going your way. Smart Dart from Cape Cod RTA is a new service similar to those app-based ride-hailing driver services, and it's available for rides anywhere in the town of Barnstable, including all 7 villages, and Yarmouth for just $3 a ride. With the Smart Dart, no reservations are necessary. You can just download our app, Apple or Android, enter your payment information, enter the address you're headed to, and click Book Trip. It's that easy. If you want to change to one of our fixed routes, free transfers are available through your app. Just show it to your fixed route driver. It's on demand, it's cashless, and it's convenient. Anywhere in the town of Barnstable and Yarmouth for just $3, and more towns are coming online soon. Now it's time to plan your trip. The Cape Cod RTA provides a variety of year-round services. Fixed route services include the Hyannis Crosstown. The Hyannis Crosstown starts at the Hyannis Transportation Center and covers all of downtown Hyannis. It travels down North Street with a stop at DTA, Mass Hire, Hyannis Youth and Community Center, Cape Cod Mall, South Bend Plaza, and Village Green Apartments. Once it gets to the Village Green Apartments, it turns around and follows the same route back to the Hyannis Transportation Center. It is the one bus that leaves every hour on the hour. Is your location not on the list? In addition to the Steamship Authority, you can request pickup or drop-off from one of our on-request locations. On-request locations include BJ's Wholesale Club, the Social Security Office, Festival Mall, Everly Apartments, and the Cape Organization for the Rights of the Disabled. The Hyannis Crosstown also connects with the other major Cape Cod RTA routes like the Sea Line, the H2O, and the Sandwich Line at the Hyannis Transportation Center. The Hyannis Crosstown runs Monday through Saturday and changes to 7 days a week from late June through Labor Day. The Barnstable Villager travels from the Hyannis Transportation Center to the courthouse in Barnstable Village. Stops along this route include the Cape Cod Gateway Airport, the Cape Cod Mall, Panera Bread, Harbor Community Health Center, the Festival Mall, Liberty Square, Cape Cod 5 headquarters, and Cape Cod Community College before heading to Barnstable Village and the courthouse complex. In addition, the Villager offers an express route to the college, departing the HTC at 8:30 a.m. and arriving at the college at 8:45 during weekdays of the fall and spring sessions. The Barnstable Villager runs Monday through Saturday and changes in late June through Labor Day to 7 days a week. You can schedule on-request location pickup at popular spots like the Steamship Authority, Social Security Office, Cape Cod YMCA, Wilkins Medical Center, Barnstable Park and Ride, BJ's Wholesale Club, Barnstable Harbor, and the Cape Organization for the Rights of the Disabled. You can ride from Hyannis to Orleans on the bus route known as the H2O line. It makes more than 20 stops between Hyannis and Orleans and runs Monday through Saturday, changing to 7 days a week in late June through Labor Day. If you are headed to West or South Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, Harwichport, Chatham, or Orleans, we're going your way. Flag us down wherever it's safe. Our drivers are well trained to assist individuals with disabilities, senior citizens, and young riders. The H2O is the regularly scheduled bus service traveling along Route 28 between Hyannis and Orleans. The Sea Line provides regularly scheduled service from the Hyannis Transportation Center to the Woods Hole Docks Monday through Saturday and changes to 7 days a week in late June through Labor Day. The Sea Line travels along Route 28 with stops in Centerville and Osterville, Mashpee Commons, Falmouth Stop and Shop, Falmouth Mall, Falmouth Center, Falmouth Hospital, and the Falmouth Bus Terminal with its last stop in Woods Hole. Connections to the Bourne Run are available at Mashpee Commons. On-request stops are available for the Barnstable Senior Center, the Boys and Girls Club of Mashpee, Rogers Outpatient Center, Falmouth Courthouse, and Homeport. Want to get to Bourne from Mashpee? The Bourne Run is the regularly scheduled service with over 10 stops between the Buzzards Bay train station and Mashpee Commons, including Market Basket, Continental Housing, Bourne Oaks, Bourne Council on Aging, Massachusetts Maritime Academy, Bourne Park and Ride, and Sandwich Road. The Bourne Run offers service Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, with connections for the Sea Line at Mashpee Commons. On-request stops are available for Roland Finney Place, Bourne Community Health Center, Bourne Intermediate School, and Cape Cod Senior Residences. The Sandwich Line is the regularly scheduled service from the Buzzards Bay train station and travels down Route 6A through historical Sandwich and onto Hyannis. The Sandwich Line runs Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, with the first run at 6:45 a.m. Then every other hour beginning at 8:30 a.m. with connections available to additional Cape Cod RTA routes at the Hyannis Transportation Center. Stops include Market Basket, Canal View Apartments, Sagamore Park and Ride, Bourne Scenic Park, Bourne Community Center, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Hampton Inn Hotel, Bourne Town Hall, and the Buzzards Bay train station and Mass Maritime Academy. This route also has transfer options to Peter Pan and Plymouth and Brockton bus lines at the Sagamore Park and Ride and the Hyannis Transportation Center. The Flex Bus travels from Harwich to Provincetown Monday through Saturday and changes to 7 days a week in late June through Labor Day. The Flex is unique because it flexes off its route up to 3/4 of a mile by reservation. There are up to 2 deviations allowed per trip. If you want to schedule a deviation, you must make your reservation at least 2 hours in advance of the requested scheduled pickup. The deviation is your regular fare plus an additional $2 or $1 for seniors and people with disabilities. You can make your reservation by calling the Cape Cod RTA customer service line at 800-352-7155. There are 5 on-request locations available on the Flex route. Locations include Willie's Gym in Eastham, the Nauset Middle and High Schools, Orleans District Courthouse, and the Truro Community Center. You can schedule your on-request pickup by calling Cape Cod RTA customer service. The Flex has connections to the H2O in Orleans and the Star Market in Harwich. The Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority wants to make sure everyone has equal access to its services. That's why the Cape Cod RTA has made it a priority to include ADA transportation services. ADA service is the door-to-door shared ride transportation services for passengers who meet the ADA eligibility requirements and cannot use the CCRTA fixed route service. Applications are available on the CCRTA website, capecodrta.org. ADA services are available the same days and hours of operation as fixed route services. Fares are $2.50 per route traveled. The Cape Cod RTA adds additional services from late June through Labor Day. The summer routes make stops at several beaches and popular tourist destinations with open-air trolleys, extended days and hours of operation. Spending the day in Falmouth? The Whoosh Trolley in Falmouth runs 7 days a week in late June through Labor Day. Riders can use the Whoosh Trolley to get to the Falmouth Plaza, the Falmouth Library, the Falmouth Village Green, the Shining Sea Bike Path, Woods Hole Restaurants, the Steamship Authority ferries to Martha's Vineyard, and many other Falmouth shops and restaurants. Taking your bike with you? That's no problem. The Cape Cod RTA offers a bike rack on the trolley. The Whoosh Trolley is also a great way to connect with the Sea Line route that goes to Hyannis. The Whoosh Trolley offers free connection service to and from the Sea Line at the Falmouth Mall. You can pay for the Whoosh Trolley with exact change using dollar bills or coins only. The Hyannis Trolley is a great way to experience all the highlights of Hyannis. The Hyannis Trolley runs 7 days a week from 10:30 a.m. to 9:15 p.m. every 30 minutes in late June through Labor Day. The Hyannis Trolley begins at the Hyannis Transportation Center, travels every 45 minutes down Main Street, C Street, and services Ocean Street ferry parking. The Hyannis Trolley also offers transportation to the Resort and Conference Center at the West End Rotary. All you have to do is let the driver know when you hop aboard. Popular Hyannis trolley stops include the Highline Ferry Docks, Calmus Beach, Main Street Hyannis, the JFK Museum, Asselton Park, and the High Arts Shanties at the harbor. You can use the Provincetown North Truro Shuttle to get to Macmillan Pier from the Payamet Performing Arts Center in Truro, with stops like the North Truro Camping Area, Herring Cove Beach, First Pilgrims Park, and the Provincetown Airport. The shuttle runs 7 days a week, every 30 minutes in each direction from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., from late June through Labor Day, and weekends until the end of September. Visitors to the area often use the shuttle to access Race Point, Beach Forest, and the Province Lands Visitors Center. Want to head to Cape Cod over the summer? You can skip bridge traffic on the Cape Flyer. The Cape Flyer is a seasonal train service that takes you from South Station in Boston all the way to Hyannis. Plus, you get to see views on the Cape Flyer that you won't see sitting on Route 6 in traffic. The Bourne Station also connects to Cape Cod RTA and Steamship Authority buses. The Cape Flyer runs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from Memorial Day through Labor Day, with additional trains on holiday weekends. So now you know why we say the Cape Cod RTA, we're going your way.
Well, our Boston Hospital bus starts off in Wellfleet at the Dunkin' Donuts in the morning at 7 a.m. This runs Monday through Thursday. So you can catch it at Wellfleet at 7 a.m. You can also catch it right here at Superette. Okay, Superette will be here about 7:10 in the morning. You can leave your car there and board our bus. And if you book your appointments between 10 and completed by 2, we will get you there to your appointments and bring you back. We try to leave the city by 3 o'clock, so you're back here around 5-ish. Okay. So if you turn to the second page, you'll see all the hospitals, and we basically go around those hospitals around those times. So if you have medical appointments at these hospitals, we're guaranteed to bring you there, like Children's Hospital around 10:30. No, we don't go to all of them. We only go to the ones that are booked. Yeah, and you got to book ahead of time. Yeah.
I was gonna say, on the Boston Hospital trips, it's a dial-a-ride transportation, like the ones we have here on the Cape. What it is you'd have to set up your appointment before noontime the prior day, minimum. You could do it several weeks before, but you have to make sure and set it up by noontime the day before to be able to guarantee yourself a seat on the bus to go to one of these locations. And like you were saying, it's only to locations reserved for the people that are on that bus for that particular day. So what it is after you're dropped off, when you go to your appointment, you usually explain to the receptionist what time you'd usually be picked up. So instead of sitting there until say your appointment's done at noontime and you don't want to wait till 1:30, 2 o'clock to be picked up, the driver gives you a card when you're going into your appointment, and as soon as your appointment is all set, you contact the driver. They have a cell phone with them because they stay in the area. They don't come back to the Cape. They stay in the area locally, and then you contact them and they coordinate with you what time you want to be picked up and which location. So they'll go back and pick you up at the time you're ready. So if you want to be on the bus and not be sitting at the hospital, they can coordinate with you to pick you up earlier. So there is a communication constantly between yourself and the driver. If we don't leave anybody stranded, if that's your question, but for the most part, most individuals that take the Boston bus, sometimes like Howard's Park and Riders, I'm going to use as an example, they'll pick up a dial-a-ride transportation when they get back to that location where they took the Boston Hospital bus, and it's one of our other vehicles that can pick you up at the Howard's location to your residence. So that being said, if you're running late, you inform the driver. Once again, you have the card with the number so you can contact them and let them know. And then they will wait for you and they'll contact dispatch and let them know what's going on so that when you return to the Cape, like I said, example of Howard's Park and Ride, you are being dropped off there. Your other bus that's going to pick you up to take you to your residence, they're informed that you're not going to be there at the normal time. So it's constant communication between yourselves, the driver, dispatch, and whatever other driver for any other particular route that's going to pick you up. So we'll never leave you stranded. If I have to go out there and pick you up myself, I'll do that.
And yes, you can bring your companion, and companion will ride for free, okay, and travel with you. And that you would have to book ahead of time when you're booking your appointment. Let the receptionist know that you are bringing a companion, because there's only so many number of seats on the bus. Okay.
So when you book the ride, like Fred was saying, when you book the ride, just make sure and inform the dispatcher who's going with you, the name, so that they'll know the number of seats to allow that. Because if the bus is completely full, which doesn't usually happen, but it's happened several times. For the most part, there's always room. But if you book with a companion, because a lot of people need the assistance in the transportation, they want to be informed who's in the vehicle with you, and that they are going to go, so that they can provide a seat for them.
And another thing, since we are talking about hospitals, you can take our bus here and go to the Cape Cod Hospital in Hyannis. You would take what you call our H2O run, which is out of Orleans. You could catch it at the Stop and Shop, and that bus goes from Orleans to Hyannis, and before it reaches our Hyannis Transportation Center, it stops at the hospital, and it brings you back too. So you could also go to this hospital here on the Cape too. And if you have in Falmouth, we also stop at the hospital in Falmouth too. So you could take the H2O to Hyannis, and Hyannis catch the C line. All our lines have names on them, and I'll explain those in a little while. You could take the C line all the way to Falmouth, and that would take you to the Falmouth Hospital too, if you have special appointments in Falmouth. You have anything to
I
say?
was going to mention. All of the video does actually mention it, but they did a great job in the video. I just, for some people, like I was never, until I moved here to the Cape, I didn't know much about transportation other than being a driver. I worked for an adult daycare in New Bedford, and I did a lot of transporting, but it was always the same people. It was always the individuals that were there. So I learned quite a bit about the transferring. So any type of route. So if you're coming up from here from Eastham and you're thinking I need to go to Falmouth Hospital and there's no route that actually takes you directly to Falmouth Hospital, there are connecting points with all our routes. So you can get from one end, you can get from the Macmillan Pier all the way to Woods Hole by just setting yourself onto different routes. There is connecting points for each route to get you to each location. So you don't have to worry about only being held captive from Provincetown to Harwich. You can get Provincetown to Orleans or Harwich and then transfer over to the lines into Hyannis. And then from Hyannis all the way to Woods Hole. So get you from one end of the Cape to the other, but there are connecting locations. Like I said, it does kind of explain that there, but it's in a way that they explain it in each route, but until you see the actual end to end that you can get to, you're not held captive to just an area. You can get anywhere throughout the Cape that you need to go to. Correct.
Yes.
They all have connecting locations. Yes.
I'm going to cover that and the schedule.
Yeah, on the schedules, Fred will cover how it shows you where your connecting points will be. There's actually little indicators on the legend that show you how to find connecting points to get you from one route to the next. Absolutely. That 800 number that's actually on that pamphlet, you would get in touch with one of our dispatchers, and the complete hours of operation that we're running, there's always a dispatcher then. They can explain to you and guide you, because once again, not being one that took a lot of public transit before moving to the Cape, I didn't really know much about that, and that to me was a completely different language. It took me a while to understand it, and I've been with the company for 11 years, so now I understand it, but I've also been there 11 years. It's a little different than picking up a pamphlet. So if there's any question, you can always call dispatch, and dispatch can either guide you through or get somebody on the line that can guide you through to get you to the location you're looking for.
Is it for the forward reservation line, that's the dispatch line?
Correct. And then there'll be prompts on which number one, number two, it'll guide you through. And then if there's a particular person you're looking for, like if you were looking to contact me, you let them know my name or my extension, and then they can put you through. But there will be prompts that guide you to where you're looking for.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you can see by our video, we do cover all 15 towns, okay? So we do all the public transportation on the Cape, and we do a door-to-door service. So the video did say about request stops, so I want to explain what a request stop is. Okay, so a request stop is something that's on the way, however, we don't have that as a designated stop. So you could request that when you board the bus with the rider, with the bus driver, you could just get on the bus and tell the bus driver, we'll take the flex here because this is where we're located. If you want to go to Willie's Gym, you just tell the operator you want to get off at Willie's Gym. They would drop you off at the door of Willie's Gym on the way to Provincetown. On the way back, you would have to call our number, our reservation number, and let the dispatcher know that you want to be picked up. So they will inform the operator on the return trip that you're there and you want to be picked up. So they'll come in there and pick you up, and they'll give you a time that they'll be there to pick you up, okay? So the request stops here on our line that's closer to where Eastham is the Orleans District Courthouse, Willie's Gym, the Outer Cape Health, Truro Community Center, Village View Motel. That we have a lot of workers there in the summer that go into Provincetown, so that's why that one's there. The Nauset High School, Wellfleet, Cumberland Farms, And then we have Long Nook Road and Brownie's Cabin. Those are there because we get a lot of workers that go into Provincetown. So those request stops are there. So that's what request stops are. And like you said earlier, if you scroll down the C line, you know, it goes from Hyannis to Woods Hole. You can actually go from Superette to Woods Hole on our bus. You just have to transfer at transfer points. The H2O will go from Orleans to Hyannis. The Villager stays in Hyannis and covers all the major shopping malls there. And now the Crosstown does the same thing. Okay, Crosstown, this is a little outdated. We are updating it. It's in the works now, but the Crosstown has been changed to cover all the major outlets there. The Flex route, as I explained earlier. And then the Bourne Run, if you know people that live in Bourne and Sandwich, we do have request stops there. The Bourne, the video says we operate Monday to Friday. Just in our past schedule, we now operate in the Bourne and Sandwich on Saturday. So if you know people that live in the Bourne and Sandwich, we do operate on Saturdays. You want to add anything to that?
You want to talk about deviations on the flex route?
I was going to do that on the schedule. Okay. So I wanted to explain our rider guide. Okay, rider guides come out three times a year. They come out from June to September. That's our summer season. From September to January, and January to June. So if you want to just turn to the back page, because that's where we are, it's the flex route. These are our larger buses that we call the fixed route. When they talk about fixed route on the video, they're talking about our larger buses and they're talking about the rider guide. So our flex route, so the flex route goes from Harwich Point to Provincetown. If you see on my left, it would be your left also. And so it starts off at the Star Market, okay, and it takes all these stops here. And if you just pick a stop like the Harwich Community Center and move to the right, those will give you the times our bus arrives there. Give about, you know, on time or 5 minutes late, depending on traffic. In the summertime, as you know, here on the Cape, there's a lot of traffic. But we do stop at all the stops. Our operators are trained not to be early. They're there on time or they're naturally late because of traffic. But we do stop at all these stops. So if you're at one of these stops and our bus hasn't arrived, you could always call our operation office and talk to the receptionist, and they'll let you know what time the bus we got there. We also have a thing called the next bus. Maybe you could explain the next bus that you can put on your phones, and they'll tell you exactly what time our bus will be there. You could just see it right on your phone. And so we also operate from Provincetown naturally back to Harborsport. And you would do the same thing. You would just pick your stop and move to the right, and those are the buses that depending where you're at. And if you move down, so the highlighted part is the PM. Okay, so the morning runs are not highlighted. The afternoons are. So that will give you an indication between the AM and PM. Like I said, all our lines have names like the shuttle. Right here, you'll see our shuttle run that operates in Provincetown during the summer. Like the video said, you could take our bus and tour the beaches in Provincetown. You could go from Truro to Provincetown. We have a shuttle that just goes back and forth, and then we have two shuttles that do the beaches from the pier to the Provincetown pier, and that operates 7 days a week. You also have here is your hospital bus. Okay, so this will give you everything we just explained about the hospital bus. And then we talked about Smart Dart. Smart Dart is a new service that's coming into, it's just like your Uber and Lyft, okay? So right now it's operating in Barnstable, Falmouth, Sandwich, Yarmouth, Dennis, soon to come to Brewster, and then make its way down to the Lower Cape. So it's app-based, like the video said. You could just call for an appointment on your phone, and they'll tell you when the bus will be in your area. You could accept it or not accept it. And like I said, it's just like if you took Uber and Lyft, okay? And you don't have to call a day ahead for that. The C line again, C line, it operates from Hyannis to Woods Hole, and it's the same thing. It just moves from right to left. H2O goes from Hyannis to Orleans, and Orleans back to Hyannis. The sandwich line will operate from Hyannis to actually here. It goes to the Bourne Railroad Station, so it goes further now. And the Barnstable Village, as I said, stays in Barnstable and covers all the major shoppings and the courthouse there. You want to cover anything on here?
No, I was just going to point out with the connecting points. I had spoken of connecting points. Like the Sandwich and the Bournemouth, they both do stop at the train bridge in Buzzards Bay. But if I'll scroll down just for a second to show you the connecting stops, and on the legend where it does show where you can connect from one to another. It's right, get the arrow under there, it is right here. That'll be your connecting point. So if you look at on the actual schedule, it'll show you where connecting points are to other routes. That way you'll know that there is other transportation going to other locations, not just your point A to point B as far as the fixed route.
Okay, so good question. So the times on the schedule, if you move from right to left, left to right, it's if it says 7:47, we're going to arrive around 7:47 and leave at 7:47. So that's your pickup. It's just a pickup and drop off. Okay, so your layover times, like if we take the first one, okay, it leaves our yard at 4:02 in the morning. It gets to Provincetown at 5:28 in the morning. Okay, so 5:28 is the end of the line, and it stops at Cumberland Farms. The layover time will be from 5:28. If you move to the right, up here on the top, Cumberland Farms, it leaves at 5:50. So it has a layover time of 5:28 to 5:50. So that's the layover is at the end of the line. Okay. Right here you have 402. It goes straight down. They go straight down. Okay, and then you got 5:28 at Cumberland Farms. Okay, so then if you move over to the other side, because that's when it'll leave at 5:50. Okay, yeah. So that's how it is. So that's the layover time. So yeah. It depends on the operator. We don't allow anybody on the bus if the operator's not on the bus. Normally at this time at Cumberland Farms, they're taking a break. They're using the restroom or grabbing a cup of coffee and then getting back on the bus and then starting back at 5:50. So they take their breaks at the layover at the end of the line.
I could explain something real quick. I was just going to finish answering that question. The question you were saying about if that's a pickup or a drop-off, that's a great question. So I'll use an example. So it says the 4 points. It says 4:37, and I arrived there at 4:32. I'll wait at that location because if you're waiting to get on at 4:37 and you think you're running on time, and I pull away at 4:35, you're going to miss your transportation. So if they do get there a little bit earlier, they will wait, stand by, so that at 4:37, then they'll depart. So they won't once again leave you stranded thinking that you're going to pick up at 4:37 and you timed it to get there at 4:36, and all of a sudden they left 2 minutes prior. So that is more the departure time.
And if they are early, I want you to call me because I've done every line and every stop. So they're not supposed to get there early. They're supposed to get there on time.
On the fixed route, you pay on the bus. When it comes to, there's several ways you can pay. They got what they call Charlie cards, which you can load money onto. It's like a debit card. You can do it online. If I'm not mistaken, it was www.mbta.com. You can load money that way. You can do it at the Highness Transportation Center, or as you get on the bus, you can have the driver charge the card and pay for it in our electronic fare box. So they can load that card for you as you put the funds into the machine. So you can load those cards that way. They also have, you can pay with, obviously, money, whether it be dollars or change. And they don't provide change to you if you, say you get on the bus and you have a $5 bill and it's a $2 ride, it'll give you what they call a stored value card. So you put your $5 in and you don't lose the $3. You get a stored value card that you hang on to, and the next time you take a ride, you can use that to pay your fare. So, and since you missed that point, I was going to let you know you can buy day passes, which are normally $6, or senior and disabled are charged $3. It's half price fare. And you can do a 31-day pass for $60. And then senior or disabled individuals are $30. So it's half price fare on that also. And when I say a 31-day pass, it's not just for the month. It's from the day you activated it for the next 31 days. So you do get 31 days out of it. So if you buy a 31-day pass in the middle of the month, you don't just get that month. You get the complete 31 days. You can just ask the driver for them. The drivers have them right on there. You can ask for them at the Hyannis Transportation Center, but the drivers, they constantly, I mean on a daily basis, drivers will come up to me and say, hey, can I have a handful of cards? And I'll give them a stack, and people ask for them all day long. And those cards are good for as long as, like I said, they're like a debit card. They're stored as long as you have them.
Let them know it's good for the MBTA too.
And that's right, they're good for use on the MBTA. So they're not strictly Cape Cod RTA, they're for MBTA. That's part of why you can load them on the website through the MBTA, because you can use them in Boston also. I will caution you, if you're looking for the Cape Cod RTA, just make sure you look for Cape Cod RTA, because when I was experimenting with it, I went to CCRTA and found out it was Corpus Christi Regional Transit Authority. So I was nowhere near Texas, so it didn't help me much. But so do look for the Cape Cod RTA when it comes to that, because it, and like I said, that's an app that you can find on your phone, but that'll bring you right to it. If you scan your camera over that and click it, it'll bring you right to it as opposed to searching for the app, and it's a free app on your phone, and that's on the Android or iOS Apple phones. It can be on any one of them. For the most part, shows the schedule. It's kind of a condensed schedule just for the timing that you're at, so you can see where when your vehicle is going to be there or your bus is going to be there. But it's not very informative other than the actual when is my bus going to be here. There's not much information on it that you're going to get out of it other than where is it. And it takes a lot less time than calling in and waiting for somebody to answer the phone. Yeah. So that's those are the connections. Remember, I was saying about connections that you can make for other routes to make your way to. My prime example I always use, because it's my the biggest one. If you're taking the Flex and you want to make your way to Hyannis, instead of making your way all the way to Harwich to catch the next bus, you can get off at Orleans and wait there to then go from Orleans to Hyannis. So those are actually connection points.
Other than the Flex?
The Flex is the only one that does deviations, correct. All the routes do have request stops, but the Flex deviations, the Flex route is the only one that does deviations that don't actually have set locations. Like I said, as long as they're within 3/4 of a mile of the route, and the larger Gillig buses can make it to that location, we can accommodate. like I said, anyone the dispatchers will help you, and if they don't have an answer, they'll get it for you and either give you a call back or transfer you to somebody who can answer it for you, but they are very knowledgeable. Most of them have been at that location as long as I have, so some of them twice as long, so they even know more than what I know, and we try to keep everybody as informed as possible. But if they don't have an answer, they'll get it for you.
And Frank started off as a dispatcher, so he knows what he's talking about.
Thank you.